The Fundamental Rights Forum, which is organized periodically by FRA with partners, including the Norway Grants and the city of Vienna, is a platform for dialogue. And we say for an open space for dialogue where people can meet, talk, and as our mission statement says, it's connect, reflect, act. We want to get diverse voices, including business, tech, government officials, policymakers, civil society representatives from different fields, sports, arts, faith communities, to the forum so that they are brought together in panel discussions, which is one activity we have, which was on the forum stage. That's the reflect part. And then we have other sessions, we had other spaces, the marketplace of connections, and as it is said, that's where connections are made. And we also had the Human Rights Lab, which is ACT, Human Rights in Practice. And the forum is all of that. And this is what makes it very different from a normal conference where generally you have panels, maybe questions from the audience. We had all of that in all of our activities here.
Democratic backsliding is one of the key challenges in Europe today, and this forum is a great opportunity to interact and to network and to share thoughts on how to do this situation better for the future. The EEA and Norway Grants are reducing social and economic disparities in Europe, and we can't do that without ensuring that human rights is protected and fundamental values in Europe are protected. That's the basis of what we do, and that's why we are participating here and cooperating with different institutions having the same goal.
We are here at the Fundamental Rights Forum today, mostly to be reassured by a set of values that is absolutely crucial for my home country, Portugal. As democracies, human rights, and even the rights of minorities are being challenged everywhere. Also in my country, these are burning issues. So I think it's important to come here to the forum to, recharge our energy, to be able again to refocus on what is really essential. And this essential is really to continue to progress in these rights-based valued societies that we are compromised with.
If you want to bring together different voices, it's not only bringing together the different voices, you also need different partners to bring those different voices to the forum. And of course, we're also aware the standard sentence, which we already know, together we are stronger, but that is also reflected through the different partnerships when it comes to engaging in the forum. And the forum lives from that.
It's a commonplace that a strong and vibrant civil society is one of the cornerstones, the fundament of an operating democracy, and civil society organizations help people exercise their fundamental rights. This is why it's important for us to participate at the Fundamental Rights Forum today here in Vienna. My organization, Ökotárs, the Hungarian Environmental Partnership Foundation, is committed to strengthening and supporting civil society in Hungary and to some extent in Central Europe. And therefore for us, the struggle or countering shrinking civic space and helping civil society organizations to stand up for one another is a key issue.
Well, the Active Citizen Fund is all about supporting civil society, and civil society is a key actor in protecting vulnerable groups in society, including minorities. That's why it's so important for the Norway and EEA grants to support this. We are not the biggest fund operating in this market, but we are strong enough to make a difference.
The European Wergeland Centre has been working with the support of the EEA and Norway Grants for more than a decade, and key to our work has always been the building of partnerships over time. And we have many examples of partners we have been working with, like the Police Museum in Warsaw, like authorities in Romania, Bulgaria, and Greece, in the Slovak Republic. So together we bring complementary expertise and knowledge. Our local partners, they know the circumstance, they know what the challenges are. We bring the international expertise and methodology. So together we create initiatives that none of us will be able to do on our own. So we develop it together, we implement it together, and I think that we achieve greater impact on the ground because we work together.
I think that without the EEA grants in Portugal, surely the NGO sector wouldn't be able to have their own independent voice. And I think this is critical. In a country such as mine, where state dependency in terms of funding is something very clear in the sector. I think that the capacity that we have to leverage this universe of NGOs and to enlarge the civic space, it's for us a safeguard. And for us, I mean also a philanthropy, such as a foundation that manages the fund, that is really interested in enlarging this civic space. So it's, without the EEA grants, I'm sure we would have the same impact we are having.
In countries like mine, in Hungary, there is very little or no support for independent civil society organizations working on human rights, democracy, anti-corruption and similar issues. To the contrary, they are being actively harassed by the local government. So these organizations can only rely on international funding or domestic crowdsourcing. And the EEA grants has been one of the key such donors supporting exactly this kind of organizations and this kind of activities. And it was also an example to the current EU program called Citizens, Equality, Rights and Values, which also provides support to smaller organizations through re-granting.
I will go home with some, let's say, new expectations, because I have seen that from the perspective of the speech at EU level, there are a lot of good intentions, and many countries underline the importance of fighting for human rights. And also for the first time I have seen a lot of practitioners who are doing this, which I think it's a good thing. It's not just the speech there, but it's also the practice and the people who put in practice their speech.
Human rights are important. Human rights are the base of the society we live in, and they're worth fighting for, and particularly work with young people to bring these values to the next generation.